I do want to talk about the linebacker, be a little more positive, I'll say, on this regard. I feel like linebacker was obviously a significant weakness from a speed standpoint, processing standpoint for them last year. I think Barrett Carter is an exceptional fit. He's a guy that we've raved about on these War Room episodes, and we were literally clamoring to get him. Um, I feel good about the Barrett Carter pick. I like the pick a lot. I think that's going to be a guy that you can have guard tight ends and really be. I think he's going to really excel in pass coverage, and he just feels like he just comes down like a heat-seeking missile at times. Um, he's a gamer. He's a gamer, and that's sort of what you want. And, you heard his teammates rave about him. You heard Clemson football program rave about him. Demetrius Knight, again, while he's older, you do feel like he could be an upgrade over Jermaine Pratt this year. And I think those are all very good moves. And now you got to ask yourself, Logan Wilson took a step back a little bit, but did he take a step back because of who was playing alongside? With the Bengals, expected to have more of a 3-down linebackers on the field at all times versus the nickel look that Logan kind of went with. You got to ask yourself, will we see reinvigorated or rejuvenated Logan Wilson now that he's playing with guys like Oren Burks or with guys like a Barrett Carter, Demetrius Knight? I'm assuming Demetrius Knight will be that Mike Backer. And these are things that you got to feel good about. You got to feel good about the linebacker room. I don't know how many years it's been since linebacker was not a weakness for the Bengals, right? Logan has been great. Let me just be on clear saying that Logan's been great, but
You're killing it, dude. Yeah,
said Logan's been great. I said thank you.
Oh, Logan Wilson's been great. I just feel like Jermaine Pratt was a bit of a question mark at times out there. He definitely was better as a 2-down linebacker than the 3-down linebacker, and it shows the Bengals were right initially when they were having him play that sort of 2-down linebacker role, and especially with Al Gold and his specialty being linebackers. For him to be able to identify that position and bring guys in here that he thinks he can get the most out of, that's huge. I'm excited to see the development of guys like Shaka Hayward if he makes the roster. I'm excited to see guys like Jean Meta and his development if he makes the roster. Because Al Golden knows linebackers, and I love the veteran addition of Oren Burks. You saw what he did with Philly. You saw how he was able to be a chess piece for them. I think the Bengals got it right with the linebacker spot. So I'm excited to see those guys play fast and physical and make up for the plays. Because I think that when the defensive line had their mishaps, if you don't have linebackers that can make those plays or athletic enough to make those plays, it really gets really ugly because now you're forcing guys in the secondary to make those plays. And now that you have linebackers that you feel are talented enough to make those plays and be in their right spots, you got to feel good about how the linebacker room is going to look. And I think that it'll be shocking to see how much better the overall defense will look now that the linebacker core is coming together. That's just my thoughts. Anybody got some other thoughts on the linebacker core?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Barrett Carter for a second. I've done so much time talking about Barrett Carter, but I think just a point that kind of wraps in the versatility of him and, just put it in a different example for people to kind of fully understand what he was tasked to do and how much he can handle. Everybody is uberly familiar with Isaiah Simmons and how much hype he garnered as a prospect coming out of Clemson and how rarely his style of play was this guy that's used all over the field. Barrett Carter was recruited at Clemson to play that position of Isaiah Simmons. I forget what it's called. It's blanking on me right now, but he was brought to Clemson to play that exact same role that Isaiah Simmons did. And everybody in that building has talked about how Barrett Carter has been the perfect recruitment of that position. It's been everything they've ever wanted out of that position. He can play in the box. He can play in the slot. He can do so many different things at a high level while still maintaining the integrity of the defense and being able to do so many things for that defense. It's so awesome that he's in Cincinnati. I think he is a fantastic fit with Al Golden. I think he's a fantastic fit alongside Demetrius Knight Jr. and Logan Wilson. He can do so many things. He's perfect in the 4-3. There are so many reasons to be excited about Barrett Carter, and I was super high on him throughout the draft process. He can do so many things well, and I am so excited for him to be on my favorite team.
Totally. And I think for me, if I can pencil it down, and I know somebody, on Twitter, people were saying, hey, the Bengals got, Shamar Stewart, Demetrius Knight, Barrett Carter to start, to stop a Lamar Jackson. To be honest, when I watched the Bengals, and one of my biggest gripes with the team multiple times was, man, quarterbacks are just getting outside, and it looks like the Bengals ain't got nothing. I remember the Bengals game versus the 49ers in San Francisco. Brock Purdy, of all people, outran Sam Hubbard, outran Jermaine Pratt, and that is a gripe that is especially huge, especially if you're playing a team like the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson. I think Demetrius Knight, albeit maybe not the fastest Barrett Carter, these two guys immediately upgrade the athleticism and the speed, right? Because Logan Wilson, for as much of a good linebacker as he is not an explosive, quick twitch, straight line. I'm going to beat you to the sideline type of linebacker. But with Barrett Carter in there, with Demetrius Knight, especially, and then you look at the line, Shamar Stewart is an immediate upgrade over a Sam Hubbard in that aspect. I think that is one of the biggest positives. If I could point to the 3 draft picks on the defensive side